Hi, my name's Chris Mathews, and first off, I want to congratulate you because you are watching this video right now. I know that sounds like a really bold statement, but if you watch this to the end, I think that you'll understand why, and I can guarantee that if you watch this to the end, it'll change your life. So, Chris Mathews, I was born and raised in a small town in Washington State. I had a great childhood, fishing, playing sports, all that stuff. My dream from the time I was 7 years old was to be a professional baseball player. So my whole life I envisioned being rich. Well, I went to the next level. I started playing college baseball, but what happened was, although I was doing pretty well, I developed quite the drinking problem. So I ended up ultimately having a car accident. Thank God nobody was hurt. I was hurt the worst, and it did in my baseball career. But what happened from that accident is it led me through, through events to eventually I met my wife and my soulmate. I've been married for 18 years, and I've got 3 boys, and it's just been amazing. So I wouldn't change a thing. Back in 2004, I was introduced to network marketing, and I was so ecstatic. I was so excited. Finally, I could be rich again. I had a way that I could become rich. I didn't have to be a professional baseball player. I just had to, join this company and do what these guys were doing, and I was going to start making what these guys made. And I was so excited about that because I was willing to work hard. But as you might guess, as has happened to a lot of people, I wasn't successful. Not with my first company. My first company was telecommunications. Really hard to duplicate. It was one of those ones, I was walking around the mall with a suit on and just talking to people, really trying to sell the dream. And if I could just get 7 that got 7, that got 7, that got 7, pretty soon the whole world would be using our communication service, and I was going to be a millionaire. Man, I was excited. But as I said, I tried that for a year, and I just couldn't make it happen. What would happen to me is I would build a team, and because it was so hard and they weren't willing to do what I had done, I just couldn't get it to duplicate. So a year later, I decided that it just wasn't for me. I moved on to a health and wellness company. Now that was a different model. It was a co-op of customers. I thought, finally, okay, this I can do. These are great products. They're unique products. I was excited. Okay, I was going to make my millions. But here's what happened. I did exactly what I was told again, and the problem is again, the people weren't willing to do what I had to do in order to be successful. So I was unable to duplicate, and quite frankly, I was beginning to realize that, hey, there's something wrong with this. There's something wrong with this business model because, not to be cocky, but I started to realize that most people can't do what I'm doing. Not only aren't they not willing to do it, but they're unable to do it. They just don't have the comfort level. They don't have the skill set, whatever it is. They're just not able to make it happen. So now I'm recruiting people into a business. Again, great products. The problem is that they just weren't able to duplicate what I have done. And I saw within the company, all the successful people were very charismatic, the kind of person that wanted to be up on stage, wanted to be in front of the room. Most people aren't like that, so it didn't work. So then I got interested in online marketing, and I joined a different company that was a juice company. The juice was good. It was a really good product. It was a couple $100 a month, auto ship type thing. So that was a little bit hard, but what this company had that I hadn't experienced yet was it had a very, very unique and cutting edge marketing system. So now I was excited. Now I can help anybody to be successful because they're not duplicating me, they're just duplicating the marketing system. You know, that's what I thought. And I was like, okay, this is going to work. And really, it was working. And my partner that brought me into the company, his friend actually decided to start his own company, and we were going to be at the very top of it. So I was super excited. I left this company that I was actually starting to do really well with. I was actually able to help people duplicate it. But, you know, we were on to bigger and better things. So we went to a new company that was founded by a friend of a friend, and geez, I don't even know how to, that just never really happened. Those two ended up not liking each other. It became a big deal, and you know, I was kind of just, now I had no company. I didn't know what to do, but my wife, she was still very interested in helping me become an entrepreneur, and she has a cousin. How did this go? She had a cousin whose husband introduced her to an insurance business. So I started building an insurance business. And now I wasn't working online anymore. I was back to pounding the pavement, you know, being on the phone all day long, you know, to get people to come down to the office so I could try to get them to join my business so that they could join me on being on the phone all day long and trying to get people to come down to the office. And then in our spare time, like we had any, you know, we would go into people's homes and we would explain to them, educate them why they needed insurance. Again, another really good company, you know, very ethical. I worked with some great people, but it came down to one more time I was doing something that was so hard to duplicate, and most people just weren't willing to do what I was doing in order to be successful. So I couldn't maintain, I couldn't build a team. If I was going to make money, I had to do it myself. I had to work really hard, and you know, it just became frustrating. So I finally just gave up. You know, I decided, okay, maybe I'm not meant to make millions. You know, it was hard to swallow, but it was what it was, because my family, you know, in the meantime, was in some tough situations. So I had to make a change. I literally had to go get a job. I had to quit being an entrepreneur, go get a job, and I ended up getting a job as a caretaker at a cemetery, and you know, worked there for about 1.5 years until I was fired. Not because I didn't do a good job, but because this cemetery is funded by the taxpayers. So there is a board, and there was 3 board members, and they were my bosses, and one of them was primarily my boss. He was an evil man. He would stand over people's graves and tell me how terrible a person they were. You know, I just couldn't stomach it. I got to a point where I couldn't pretend to like him anymore, so I told him how I felt, that I wasn't comfortable with him doing that kind of stuff, and I was fired. So I was like, holy smokes, okay, what do I do now? So I called a friend. I called a friend that I'd been in business with back in 2007. To go back into my story, he's actually the person that I was building the juice company with, and then we joined another juice company that his friend co-founded. You know, and I asked him, I said, hey, I just got fired. Can you believe it? What is going on? What are you doing? Do you have something good going on? And he introduced me to what I do now. I am now not a network marketer, home business builder. I'm an online marketer. You know, I drive traffic to my websites, and my websites convert at a certain percentage, which means sales, which means money, which is so duplicatable. You know, we don't teach people how to be salespeople. We teach them how to be online marketers. You know, the sales with technology today, the sales isn't done by me. it's done by the system. So, what's so exciting about that is a couple of things. First off, you can market what we market, which is educational products on how to market on the internet anywhere in the world. There's no restrictions. That is absolutely huge. Here's why. Because most companies, have a hard time getting into other countries because there's so many hoops they have to jump through, whether it's EPA, whatever. It's really hard for companies to move from country to country because of regulations. With this company, because of our products, again, being educational products that people download right onto their computer over the internet, there's no restrictions whatsoever. So you can help anyone, anywhere. The next huge thing is it's 100% commission. That's unheard of. I hadn't seen that anywhere. I've been a part of companies where I was getting 30% commission, and I thought that was exciting. So this is phenomenal. What you need to do now, I told you by the end of this video, if you watched it to the end, it was going to change your life. This is why it's going to change your life. That's all right. Here's my 5-year-old. He just walked into the video. He was supposed to stay out, but he just couldn't help himself anymore. Okay, get, thanks. Here's why it's going to change your life. Because if you do your due diligence and you really take a look closely at what I'm doing, you will see that, hey, this is something I can do. Not only is it something that you can do, but it's something that you can help anyone to do. And once you understand the power in that, the power of truly being able to help anyone, oh my goodness, sky's the limit. So do what you got to do. Click, it's either right below my video or off to the right. There should be a banner, advertisement. But if you're at my video, just find where you need to click and contact me. Let's set up an appointment to talk. Whether it's on Skype, I don't care if you live across the world. We can talk on Facebook, we can talk over the phone, but let's talk. I want to help you make this happen. I want to help you to be able to help other people. And that's when it becomes huge. When you can help an army of people to be successful, well, then you're going to be successful beyond your wildest dreams. So click over here or down here, over here. If you can't find it, email me at empowerpeople, 4, so empowerpeople, 4, life, empowerpeopleforlife@gmail.com. So if you can't click on any banners and you can't figure out how to contact me, just email me and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Take care. I hope to be working with you soon. We're changing the world. Let's make it happen. Peace.